Hi guys, it's Katrina here. I'm going to make another video going over Bollinger Bands. I believe they're called Bollinger Bands, but I call them Bollinger Bands, so I'm going to continue to call them Bollinger Bands. But I've been getting some new followers and new questions, so I'm going to do another video going over Bollinger Bands. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I'm looking at the Amazon 1 day 6 month chart. And you know, when it comes to Bollinger Bands, you have your upper Bollinger Band, you have a mid Bollinger Band, you have a lower Bollinger Band. And you probably didn't know this, but actually the mid Bollinger Band is your 20-day simple moving average. So I use the TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim charting app. And so I go over here to my studies and I go under B's for Bollinger Bands, you know, and I add it. Now I already have mine, and I do use the default parameters for Bollinger Bands. I don't switch it up. I use what they give me. And if you look over here, you can see the 20 and the simple. That's your mid Bollinger Bands, a 20-day simple moving average. And then your -2, which is your lower Bollinger Band, your 2, your upper Bollinger Band, and that's just like the deviation between, you know, the upper and the mid, the lower and the mid, like at any given time. But if I were to go over here to my S's for simple moving average, give me a second. Simple, SI. Simple moving average, click it. Now it defaults to 9, so I'd have to change it to 20. Go to my little sprocket, change it to 20. I'm going to make it an orange, and there we go. There's your 20-day simple moving average, which is the same as the mid Bollinger Band. So I normally use exponential moving averages, but the mid Bollinger Band is a simple moving average. So just, you know, FYI on that one. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. Okay. And then also I use the 13 EMA, exponential moving average, the 50 EMA, the 200 EMA. But when it comes to Bollinger Bands, all you care about is the 13 EMA, where it crosses the mid. That's all you care about. It doesn't matter the 50, doesn't matter the 200. So I'm going to go ahead and take those off here, because we don't care about them. So yeah, so you only care about where the 13 EMA crosses the mid Bollinger Band, guys. So now Bollinger Bands, what are they? They're kind of like these great big rubber bands, a whole price, you know, within. You know, if price goes out of the upper Bollinger Band or the lower Bollinger Band, it does whatever it can. It fights to get back within. You know, maybe it fights to get back within that day. It might be the next day, but it always fights to get back within those Bollinger Bands. So, also, you know, they're kind of magnetic. So price, you know, like kinds to, you know, follow the upper Bollinger Band and then comes back down to the mid Bollinger Band. And you know, if it holds it, it goes back up to the upper Bollinger Band, comes back down to the mid Bollinger Band. Maybe it loses it, goes down to the lower Bollinger Band, goes back up to the mid Bollinger Band. So it kind of, you know, those waves that you see, or the ebb and flow of a stock, you know, that's how that's caused. Also, you know, when price is above mid Bollinger Band, it's more bullish. Price is allowed to go up. When price is below mid Bollinger Band, price is more bearish. It's allowed to go down. You know, when price is above mid Bollinger Band, pay attention to the upper Bollinger Band. What is it doing? You know, when price is below mid Bollinger Band, that's when you pay attention to the lower Bollinger Band and what it's doing. Let's see, what else? I wrote some stuff down. Oh, also, so the daily, you know, Bollinger Bands are strong, but the weekly Bollinger Bands, they're stronger. They're stronger. Price is going to tend to stay within them way better than the daily. They're stronger. You can also, make some trades, like price like especially in a flat upper or flat lower, like price goes above, that flat upper Bollinger Band, it's most likely going to pull back within. So you can make a trade there. If price goes below a flat, weekly lower Bollinger Band, price is probably going to pull back within by the week's end. So you can make a trade there. So that's when I usually, make, like a flat upper, flat lower. Those are like a flat upper is resistance, a flat lower support. And then you have your monthly. Your monthly Bollinger Bands are your strongest. Those are stronger than daily and weekly. So, prices, whatever it can to stay within the monthly. If it makes a huge move up, it's eventually going to pull back within. And it does. And so do know that Bollinger Bands have different strengths based off of their time frames. Anyways, let's go back to the 6 month. Let's see what else. Okay, so price can, go, it can overshoot the upper Bollinger Band or the lower Bollinger Band, based off earnings. Here's earnings. Here's earnings. Or like bad or good news. It can overshoot, but eventually, if not that day, maybe the next day, eventually it's gonna get within, the upper or the lower Bollinger Band. So know that. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So I'm back over here in March, and it looks like Amazon is, trying to fight with its mid Bollinger Band, and it succeeds. Closes over it. Price goes up. Look how the upper, when price is above mid Bollinger Band, what's the upper Bollinger Band doing? And look how it's turned up, 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 up. Price just following it up, 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 up. And what happens when any stock makes a huge move up? Must back test this 13 EMA. And in the process, it pulls back within, the upper Bollinger Band. So, of course, Amazon, right here, look, Amazon's well out of its upper Bollinger Band with a shooting star. That means it's pulled back to get within the upper Bollinger Band, and it does. Now it's back within. And what does it do? It back tests its 13 EMA. And it looks like it dances with it here, holds it. And, if it holds that, if it holds 13 EMA, it's allowed to go right back up, and it does. The price goes back up. But guess what? Look at the upper Bollinger Band here. Like, that's not turned up. That's not turned up to allow price to go up. Like, it's actually, if not flat, it's slanted downward. So, of course, that's going to cap price. So, like, say you were playing this candle right here. You would play this because it held the 13 EMA, 1, 2, 3. Well, it lost it here, but regained it the next day. So that cancels that candle out. Like 4 or 5 days it holds. So you're like, all right, I'm gonna play this candle. It's bullish. It's going up. This upper Bollinger Band here is so flat. I probably would have played 3,512 as resistance. And what does it hit? It hits 3,513. That's resistance. I probably would have sold right there. So when you get some flat upper Bollinger Bands, that's resistance. You can, get out of your entry there. This is for trading. This is not for investing, for trading. And then look, price pulls back, retests its mid Bollinger Band, and then looks like the next day loses it. And when price is below mid Bollinger Band, what's the lower Bollinger Band doing? Well, right now it's flat here, so it's supporting it. But also I see there's the Bearish Cross. When a 13 EMA is above mid Bollinger Band and goes below, bearish. That's Bearish Cross. That means price is going to go down. So what happens? The price goes up, 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 flat, rolls over, and points downward. That opens up the trap door, for price to go down. And, that's what happens. Price goes down. Well, guess what? Amazon made a huge move down. And what does it have to do? Back test its 13 EMA. Just like when it huge move up, back test 13 EMA. Huge move down, back test 13 EMA. What does that do? What does that do, guys? That's, learn this. Learn that. Any huge move up, back test 13 EMA. Any huge down, move down, back tested 13 EMA. Like, that's why I use a 13 EMA, guys. Anyways, so, you know, back tested 13 EMA. And notice in the process, is, you know, the lower Bollinger Band is starting to finally flatten out here. You know, like, it's not racing down. Starting to flatten out here, putting it in a bottom, helps put support in. Anyways, back test the 13 EMA, and look, it closes above the 13 EMA. So usually when it closes above 13 EMA, it's going to back test that mid Bollinger Band, and it back tests it, but does not close over it. And so, you know, until it closes above the mid Bollinger Band, it's still bearish, guys. It can still go back down, and it does. And look at how it struggles here. It's trying to break out of the the mid Bollinger Band, and it's just not. So, you know, eventually, you know, it looks like it's just taking its time, sweet little time. And it finally, you know, the mid Bollinger, the 13 crosses here, but it's very, muted. You can see it's very muted here. But look at the Bollinger Bands are starting to kind of, you know, come together here. And the price, you know, it comes, you know, like, look, the upper Bollinger Band starts to, you know, flatten here, which is a good thing. Like, once the lower or upper Bollinger Band is racing down, you want it to flatten so it can turn up, and it did. And you know, we well above the mid Bollinger Band here. You know, the upper Bollinger Band is starting to turn up, so the price is following it up. You know, if that would have flattened here, like, that would have capped price, but it didn't. It's, you know, starting to slant upwards. So so yeah, so then what happens? Makes a big move up, and what does price do after it makes a huge move up? Back test this 13 EMA. So there you go, back test this 13 EMA. And you know, what does it do there? Does it lose it to go to the mid Bollinger Band, or does it hold it to go higher? Well, it looks like it holds it to go higher. So you know, it holds it, goes higher, well out of the upper Bollinger Band, and what does it do? It fights to get back within. Huge move up. What does stock do when it makes a huge move up? Back test this 13 EMA. You know, see this? Like, that's what that is, you know? Anyways, you know, it never, like, right here is where it could have, the 13 EMA could have easily, like, crossed the mid Bollinger Band for a bearish cross, and price would have went down. But guess what? You can see this candle right here averted a bearish cross. So you knew to go long on this one, really, because it averted the bearish cross. Like, I'm like, oh my God, it's averting the bearish cross. Go long. You know, I don't know. I wouldn't have probably wouldn't have expected that candle, but whatever. So when the 13 EMA crosses, like, you know, like, it bearish crosses, you know, you go short, or you buy puts or whatever, or you wait for a bottom to happen. When it, you know, it finally crosses, like, for the bullishness, you go long. And then whenever it everts, like a bearish cross, you go long. And then, you know, right here, you know, makes a huge move up out of the upper Bollinger Band, pulls back within, tests the 13, loses it. Looks like it's testing the mid Bollinger Band here. It's well below the below mid Bollinger Band here. So what do? You look at the lower Bollinger Band. Well, what's the lower Bollinger Band doing? Is it rolling over? Is it flat? No, it's still kind of pointing upwards. So you know that's bullish. Like, that's not gonna, price is not gonna go, like, ridiculously down low, because the lower Bollinger Band is still pointing upwards. And what does it do? It, you know, regains everything. It's averting the bearish cross here. Like, look at that, like, right there. Like, it could have easily have crossed, and it didn't. It averted it. What do? You go long. So it, you know, price spikes up, finally pulls back to, you know, test it all right here. And look, there's earnings. You can see the earnings. Right here's the bearish cross. So once you see that bearish cross, you know price is gonna probably go down, and it had earnings, so that's all, you know, put all that together, and look at, you know, bad earnings cause it to overshoot the lower Bollinger Band, but it's eventually I get back within, and it took, like, what, 3 days to get back within, 3 to 4 days. But look at the lower Bollinger Band. like racing downward. So you already know, even if it gets back within, like it still can go downward because it's, look at the lower Bollinger Band racing downward. Like if that were to flatten out here, curl in and flatten out, that would have supported price, and we probably would have back tested the 13 EMA, but we didn't. Kept going down, 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 down. Oops, sorry. Ugh. Anyways, finally hit a bottom. Look, this is kind of a reversal sign right here, our reversal candles. And then guess what? Huge move down. What does price do? It needs to back test it, eventually back test the 13 EMA. There you go, back test the 13 EMA. And it gains it, you know, and it's so close to this 13 EMA, or sorry, mid Bollinger Band, like, you know it's going to cross here, like, or it's either going to cross it or it's going to avert the cross. And it crosses. Took like 3 days, but it crosses. You know, notice the lower Bollinger Band racing downward to flatten right here. Like that's, if it starts to race down, flatten, that means it's then it can turn upward for price to go up, and that's exactly what happened. And this is a bullish cross right here, where the 13 EMA bullish crossed the mid Bollinger Band for price to go up. It looks like it went too far out of the upper Bollinger Band, so it pulls back down. But yeah, that's, you know, that's Amazon. I think I also wanted to show Baba, because Baba's got a good like Bollinger Band squeeze. So I don't really, you know, I don't really post about Bollinger Band squeezes, because when people hear the word squeeze, they think bullish. They think it's going to squeeze higher, it's going to squeeze the shorts. But no, it's not how a Bollinger Band squeeze works. It could go lower. So I don't, you know, that's why I don't use the words. It's pretty much what it is. When the Bollinger Bands get real tight, they're pretty much flat. The upper Bollinger Band, lower Bollinger Band are flat. You know, it could either go up or it could go down. And this time right here, it, you know, went up. Where did I see that? Oh, right here, right here. Here's a Bollinger Band squeeze. Like, look how price gets, you know, the Bollinger Bands get tight. They're flat, but guess what? Price went down, you know. So you must be aware of Bollinger Band squeezes. Price could go up or down. Like, you know, it's pretty much when the Bollinger Bands are nice and tight, flat, and then, you know, they either turn up or they turn down. So yeah, that's that's the Bollinger Band squeeze. Like right here was that one I just showed you. There was nice and flat, and price went up, but not very much. But you know, the big thing on Baba is the monthly is so bearish. You know, and I told you the monthly Bollinger Bands are the strongest. And look at the monthly Bollinger Band. Is like, you know, it was straight here and it rolled over. You know. And the price is just following it down. It's not going to stop until this lower monthly Bollinger Band starts to flatten again, to curl inward, to put some support in. I do have a 200 down here that I'm watching, like around 133s. You know, if not this month, maybe next month. If at all, I don't really know. You know, but price is well below that monthly lower Bollinger Band. And I think we got like one more week of this month left, so the price could easily pull back up to get within that monthly Bollinger Band before the end of the month, which is around 149. Look at all these little wicks. You know, a lot of times it goes down and pulls back up to stay within the Bollinger Band. Like, that's how that works. But look how it used to be. You know, like when you have a flat upper, flat lower, it usually tends to stay around the mid Bollinger Band area, right? Until either the upper Bollinger Band turns up or lower Bollinger Band turns down. Anyways, this one turned up, price went up, you know, like right up here, up, price is following up. It's well out of the monthly upper Bollinger Band, so you know eventually it's going to have to pull back within, and there it is, pulled back within. And just like the daily, even on the monthly or the weekly, price makes a huge move up, back test the 13 EMA. Know that, guys. Like, remember that. Like, use that. Anyways, you know, it backs us to 13 May, loses it, but look, it's holding the monthly mid Bollinger Band for a while. I'll tell you right now, the monthly mid Bollinger Bands are pretty strong. So you could use those as trades. If they go well below it, usually they're gonna pull back within by the end of the month. And like right here, it went below it, and you could have made a trade here. Right here, look, it went below the monthly mid Bollinger Band. You could have made a trade here. It pulled back in. Went below here, pulled back within. You know, this shows that it was fighting. It was trying to hold that monthly mid Bollinger Band, which is super strong, guys, but it lost it. And what happened? Like, I'd be watching, you know, this lower Bollinger Band, and right here, like, it starts to flatten, and I'd be like, oh, you know, once it starts to flatten, that gives it a chance to roll over, and that's what happened. It rolled over. So yeah, that's, you know, BABA monthly Bollinger Bands. So, you know, I believe I went over everything. If you guys have any questions, you know, feel free to reply to any of my tweets. I will add this to my pinned tweet, and I hope this helps you with Bollinger Bands. Thanks for watching and following me. Bye, guys.